Tonight, an Eyewitness News alert for all parents. How are school bus companies protecting your kids from impaired drivers?
We started looking for answers a few months ago after this accident in Westerly. The driver is accused of being under the influence when she crashed her bus with kids on board. And
we wanted to find out what local bus companies do to screen drivers and keep students safe.
Nicole Estefan joins us now with the story you'll see only on Eyewitness News.
They're called precious cargo by bus companies, but how do you know your kids are safe when they climb on board? It's a question parents in one local town were forced to ask after their biggest fears nearly came true.
It was a frightening scene. 13 children, ages 3 to 7, were on this Westerly school bus when it slammed into a rock back in December.
Well, I was shocked.
5 children were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The driver, 51-year-old Kerry Guarino, is accused of being under the influence of several prescription drugs at the time.
Outrageous. I mean, just infuriating. I can't believe.
We went to Bradford Elementary School where the bus was heading to talk to parents. They tell us with Guarino's trial date approaching, they question the drug and alcohol testing that bus drivers face.
I think someone should be taking measures to make sure it doesn't happen.
We've learned federal law requires that 50% of district's drivers be randomly tested every year for drugs and 10% for alcohol. That's on top of a full screening when drivers are first hired. We did some digging and found that Westerly, which runs its own buses, easily met those requirements last year. The school department provided us with data showing they tested 65% of drivers for drugs and 14% for alcohol. Still, parents we spoke with say that's not enough.
I think everyone should be screened on the bus and also the bus's aides.
We also checked with bus companies for Rhode Island's 35 other school districts, and they tell us they meet federal requirements.
In this day and age, if you don't have safety, you don't have anything.
Cliff Gibson is a bus safety expert from DATCO. His company was not involved in the Westerly crash. Gibson tells us random testing is one of the best tools in keeping your kids safe.
The reason it works and so effective is because you never know. So you have to be ready at all times to pass that test.
We're also told that bus companies are constantly reviewing and updating their testing process, knowing exactly what's at stake.
If you're in this business and you're carrying the children, everybody calls it the precious cargo, but of course it is. And you just have to make sure that we know who the folks are that we hire, what their backgrounds are like.
You just never know, and your kids are your most precious possessions, and you just want them to be safe.
We've also learned the driver in the Westerly accident was involved in another school bus crash just a month earlier. Kerry Guarino has pleaded not guilty to charges of driving under the influence. Her trial begins next month. Nicole Estefan, Eyewitness News.
You can learn more about how bus companies are protecting your kids right now on foxprovidence.com. Read the federal drug and alcohol testing law that all drivers face and follow our continuing coverage of the Westerly crash.